Bowers Game Corner presents Gencon Video Bonanza 2015. Brought to you by Gatekeeper Games, makers of the Kings Armory, Thunder Track, the new sequel to Turbo Rally Card Racing, and the generous support of our Kickstarter backers.
Yeah. All right. Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for more of our Gen Con Bonanza. We're here live at Gen Con 2015. Be sure to check out our awesome sponsors down. Well, one of them's right there. We're with John from Gatekeeper Games, and we're going to be talking about one of Gen Con 2015's new release, which is the Kings Armory. What is the Kings Armory?
The Kings Armory is the tower defense board game. The first and only of its kind to hit the market. We're really excited about it. It's 100% full co-op for 1 to 7 players. And it always scales to the number of players that are involved in the game at any time. So it's not impossible with 2 or really easy with 7, as some co-ops sometimes end up being without scaling. But it also scales constantly. So if a player comes late, they'll be able to jump in late to the game, and the game will scale up in difficulty. And if somebody has to leave early because the daughter got sick or whatever it may be, whatever the reason is, the game will scale back down in difficulty in order to modify for that.
And I actually got a chance to do a review of this. One thing that I really liked about this was just how variable everything is. Can you go into just how much different stuff can be mixed and matched together in this with the equipment and the characters? Just how different is everything each time you play?
Every time you play, you get to choose a different hero. Okay, there's 7 heroes in the base game, and we've got a bunch of expansion characters available. So, and the 2 heroes, any 2 heroes are going to synergize differently. So if you're playing the tank character that can stop monsters in its tracks, and I'm playing the sorceress who does area of effect, we're not just going to do what we do, we're going to do what we do together. You're going to tank the monsters so that I can, you're going to tank them in a specific clump so that I can hit more monsters with my singular attack. Say I drop out, I retire the sorceress, I have to go home, somebody else shows up, and they start playing the old mage. The old mage can enchant. So he's going to change your melee attack to a supernatural attack by enchanting your mace. And now it's going to become an offensive game in a different regard by bypassing the defenses strategically. I drop out, another character shows up, and they start playing Felicity, the master healer. You're still playing the same character. Now we have a third strategy where the entire thing's now revolving around defense. Everything is about Valcor slowing monsters down, trying to bleed them out, and hold them in place while Felicity keeps us alive. And that's just the heroes. There's 7 heroes. Any 2 are going to synergize differently, and then it's up to 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 players. So every single time you're going to have a completely different game. The map is modular, so you can build a different map each time. Each map tile is double-sided here. So you can see that on one side we've got the road, on the other side we have blank space, all right? We call open terrain. So as you build the different maps, it's going to create endless playability. In another regard, the map tiles are 3 millimeters thick so that they're going to live up to that. And it also allows you to adjust difficulty level, which is cool. So you can build a longer map to make it easier, or a shorter map, all right? Then there's the monsters. There's 25 unique monsters, over 85 monster tokens, plus 7 bosses. As you mentioned, there's the equipment cards. There's 14 equipment cards that are dealt randomly out to you. So what you get's going to make a different situation for how you want to develop your strategy as a team. There's 11 different reinforcement cards. There's 7 armory cards. Honestly, some of my friends who've been here demoing the game, they're volunteers with me. One thing that he kept saying, he goes, if you ever actually manage to play the same game twice, please immediately go play the lottery afterward and involve me in it.
Yes, I agree. Now, this is not a miniatures game per se, not out of the box, but there are miniatures. How does that work?
We have miniatures because, they're awesome. We cast our miniatures in metal. We actually have pewter miniatures. We have bronze miniatures, and we have stainless steel miniatures available. Obviously, the pewter is the most affordable for the collector. We actually just sold, 5 minutes before you guys showed up, sold a full set of the bronze miniatures. So thank you to those guys.
And this is not available quite yet if you're not at Gen Con, correct? But where can they get it, and when can they probably get it?
The games are shipping into retail stores in 2 weeks. So retailers, if any of you guys happen to be watching this, or any people out there are looking to get the game, go to your friendly local gaming store and say, hey, the Kings Armory, it's a tower defense game. I want to pick it up. Can you guys carry it? Your retailer will contact the distributor, and they'll get the game in stock for you. And retailers love hearing from customers like that, what games are moving on the market. That's how they learn about it. So we'd appreciate it a lot.
All right, and if they want to be more interested in Gatekeeper Games, because you're not just games, you got some awesome dice coming up, where can we steer people to go learn more about Gatekeeper Games?
Best place would be our website, which is gatekeepergaming.com.
All right. fantastic, John. I had a chance to do an early review copy of this, and everything he said, yes, I feel like this is going to, honestly, not blowing smoke here, this is going to be some people's favorite game of all time. It is so variable. He was talking about everything. Everything is constantly changing. The equipment, you have to unlock the equipment. It's just tempting you in front of you, and you want it. I could just gloat about this game. Check out my review if you haven't seen it. But that is the Kings Armory from Gatekeeper Games. If it looks like it might be for you, be sure to check it out. Now, if you're enjoying this Gen Con coverage, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. And in the comments below, let me know if you had a castle. What would be the most unique thing you would have in your castle? I would like to force people to dig a giant hole as deep as they possibly could, and then I would fill it with water. I would just see how deep people could swim. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.
Bowers Game Corner presents Gencon Video Bonanza 2015. Brought to you by Gatekeeper Games, makers of the Kings Armory, Thunder Track, the new sequel to Turbo Rally Card Racing, and the generosity of these great companies. They support us, go support them.